Hello everyone and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy of LUFENIA. And in this video I'm going to be taking on the Caravan of Hope Part 14 level 200 LUFENIA quest as part of Ciaran's Lost Chapter, and for this I am bringing a team of Strago, Kuja and Gladio with a Kuja friend and an Ifrit summon. So I'm not playing around with this stage, okay? I'm not fucking about. I'm not bringing any budget team comps. I am just busting out the big guns and I am going to be terminating this thing with extreme prejudice. Because honestly, I know that I've been falling back on Gladio a lot in my videos, like I've been using him quite a lot, but he really is very, very good. Like, he's a tank and a healer and a battery and an aura support all in one character, and he deals ridiculous damage per turn because of all of his counterattacks. So it's very difficult, if you want to have a strong team, it's very difficult to justify not including him. I know there are people out there that have skipped him, and yes, I have cleared this stage without using Gladio. I think I've used one team that I used was Lightning, Edward, and I think it was either Lightning, Edward, and Desh, or Lightning, Edward, and Warrior of Light, for example. And I've also done it with Arden, LD, Desh, and Warrior of Light Burst with a Sephiroth friend. For Sephiroth friend really helps out on the first wave because of reasons that I'll get into a little bit later. You know, so there are combinations out there that can do it, but it is a struggle, and it is a struggle because, in my opinion, out of Reno's event, Sephiroth's LUFENIA, and this one, this is the one that I have had the most problems with, because if you use the right team comp and the right strategy, like, you know, if you bring certain powerful characters, then Reno and Sephiroth's event can, I'm not going to say you can trivialize them. You can't. They are difficult, right? But they are very manageable. But the mechanics on this quest in particular are so obnoxious that it's really not my it's not my cup of tea, right? So the first wave, even though it doesn't have a LUFENIA orb, it basically has an orb, because you're on a time limit, right? You're against these three weretiger things, and they have this effect called Ferocious Roar, right? And you've got to kill them within a set number of turns, because if you let them get up to 6 stacks of Roar, then they will use an attack on you that is like, dispel all your buffs and shove 2 fingers up in your face and say fuck you, and then everyone dies. Yeah, so you've just got to kill them before that happens. And that usually happens either you have a Sephiroth friend who uses his burst, and you have AoE characters like Arden or whoever else who can just abuse the breaks and free turns and just kind of keep breaking them constantly, or you have Gladio because his counters do so much disgusting amounts of damage to them in a short space of time that even if you let them get every turn they can, they're still not going to kill you before you kill them. And then you've got the second wave against the freaking bear monsters, and oh god, they're even more obnoxious. Oh yeah, another thing that makes the freaking weretigers obnoxious, if you ever drop below 50% health, then they will skip the turn count and they will just one-shot you. And I think the bears do it as well. If the bears have an all-attack and you have below 50% health, they're going for the kill and they dispel you. They really fuck you up. So, yeah, that's the thing. And then they're also the second wave also absorbs all elements except for Holy and Lightning. When you can actually use Kuja and Lightning, so it's very kind of the devs to let us use Kuja and Lightning. You cannot, however, use Vivi because of the HP draining and because of the fact that they absorb everything else. And oh god, they get even worse, but I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. I'll explain it when we get into the actual fight. So, my Strago's artifacts, even though I've got 108 330s, I'm probably not going to be capping out on Bravery on the second wave. I have mostly picked this for the first wave, because that is where we're going to be getting the most benefit out of the 330s. Otherwise, I'd just pick fucking Rayquaza, to be honest, or Crystal 50. Either one would work. But to be honest, lack of attack auras are not going to be quite as much of a problem here as lack of bravery damage increases, because the brave damage reduction here, you really, really feel it. We're definitely well into the LUFENIA era now. So at least that means that things like Kuja's burst effect make a difference, which, incidentally, is what I am going to be doing to kill the first wave. That is my approach here. So I'm bringing Ifrit because even though you would get more benefit from Odin or Diabolos on the second wave when you start losing health, actually, you know what? We might not even get to that point, but I'm going to bring Diabolos because we might actually get to the point where we start losing health on the second wave. So let's do it. Let's jump in. Oh god. this friggin' quest. Right, so if you do have Gladio, I am going to highly recommend that you bring him. Okay, like no, really, just bring Gladio. He is so very helpful. So I'm just gonna use Brave to Death here. I'm not even gonna waste a Crystal 65 on this shit because we are not enchanted. We are not imperiling anything. Let's get up the Tempest on Gladio and let's drop the Imperil with Kuja, which is quite imperative that we do. So Strago on this stage is actually a bit of a superstar, to be honest, because he does that 100% AoE and he hits twice. Like, VV would be better, don't get me wrong, okay? Like, VV would definitely be preferable, I would say. But, again, he doesn't really work because he drains his health. Yeah, see, we're only but even that is not even hitting cap, and it's already 100k damage per target. So now that we've imperiled everything, I am going to swap out for my let's see, am I going to swap out for my no, I'm not going to swap out for the friend Kuja just yet. I want these. No, you know what? I am actually going to do it. I'm just going to swap straight out. Screw it. I'm just going to go straight into the burst effect. So, of course, Kuja's burst effect does also enchant you with Holy as well. So you don't have to necessarily use Seraphic Star. You can just use the burst and you can just get straight into business. So because B and C are actually targeting Kuja, and he is not covered, you do actually need to apply the buff from Gladio. Yeah, again, seriously, if you can bring Gladio to this stage, do it. He will save you many headaches just by being present. Of course, you know, if you're a very skilled player or you just don't like him and you want to use someone else, then I respect that. I respect that a lot. And it is very possible to get away without using him, but you do need some heavy hitters. Because this stage don't fuck around, so I'm not playing either. There we go, that's more like the kind of damage I like to see. 174k per target for 3 targets. And we will pop the Seraphic Star. Of course we will just spam LDs with Kuja. And now what I finally wanted to do is to get up the LD with Gladio. So we have Kuja's, we have our friend Kuja's burst effect, and we will just be capitalizing upon that to do all of the damage we can. Get some sublime numbers going on Strago as well. There we go. That's more like what I like to see. So it's not as high as it could be. Like, we could definitely stand to have a few more attack auras in this team, but the damage that Strago brings definitely offsets the fact that he doesn't bring any auras. Let's see. Like, Strago hits so hard that the amount of damage that he does just compensates for the amount of damage that you're losing out on everyone else, you know what I mean? And yeah, this wave is part of why Gladio is such a godsend. I mean, just look at this shit, you can't argue with it. And a counter for you. And a counter for you. Ooh, that one's a bit tanky, isn't it? Yeah, let's launch you over here. So that's like what I like to see. Okay, so I don't want to particularly use Grand Delta here. So I'm just going to go for Quasar again. And we'll break A and B out of sequence. So, oh yeah, look at that. That's the stuff. Oh yeah, nearly 200 per target. That's what I like to see. And we of course will pop Maelstrom. And we're going to get another round of counters under the burst effect. And with any luck we'll break out of order so we can get them again. Yeah, that's nice. Let's break A. Come on. Yeah, I knew you could do it. There we go. Excellent. So we don't have any more counters left. But if I use an LD here, then if you look at his EX gauge, it's almost full, right? So it'll be full after one more cast. So I'm going to be a little bit inefficient and just use Brave to Death. But we don't want to use too many of those. We do want to save those for the next wave as well. Honestly, actively targeting A is going to be a complete waste. So I'm just going to Dawn Hammer on C over here. No, we screwed up the launch. So yeah, our own Kuja comes back in here, and we don't have the enchant going on anymore, so like I don't really want to use his LD. I kind of don't. I would rather use that on the next wave. And, I mean, Strago's EX hits pretty hard anyway, right? So this should still do respectable damage. Oh my god, look how much damage we're not doing. I take it back, that was a mistake. Tempest it is. Man, that's really... yeah, LD. Screw it, I'm gonna have to do it. This is overkill, but I'm gonna have to do it. Because I ain't dealing jack shit for damage. 4,000 per 4,500 per bravery hit. Yeah, that's not it. That's definitely not it. Good, we have Kuja going first at least. Yes, yes, I know you have an EX, but we need the Imperil, my dude. So we have a free skill here. Let's do it like this. Yeah, our damage is it's not there right now, is it? Let's be honest. It's not really there. This is what I mean about bringing this team, because we don't really have the auras. Thing is, Kuja and Gladio both give pretty decent auras, but like with the stage of the game that we're in right now in LUFENIA, yeah, it's we kind of need a bit more than this. Let's get a nice Maelstrom going. There we go. Look how little damage Ultimate is doing. Need I remind you, this is with Bravery Damage Spears and triple 108 Mighty Ultimate on Kuja. That is the level of damage that my guy was doing. Yeah. So I'm going to use this again. Please, Strago, show us why we brought you to this stage. Carry the damage, my dude. No! Don't yeet Gladio away before he gets his LD up. That's not what we want to happen. No! Okay, this is actually good, because this one goes below 80%. So when this happens, when they drop below 80% health for the first time, they go into this mode where they get like ridiculous amounts of bravery and they delay themselves forever. And they go into this aura, and you have to break them before they get a turn, otherwise you're just dead. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you just die if you don't break them at least once before they take a turn, right? And to make matters worse, they only take 1 bravery damage while they're in this state. So there is no way to deal more damage to them. They take 1 damage. That's literally it. So yeah, I'm going to use my EX here because we need to get this one under 80% as well for the orbs to go away. They both need to go below that threshold. And I mean, here, there's no point using a skill, you know what I mean? You literally just like, yeah, it's HP attack. And let's, yeah. Yep. I'll need to LD next turn with him if I want to do anything meaningful. At least Gladio can still use skills because most of his damage comes from battery. Okay, so Gladio gets the Diabolus passive, but we ain't getting jack shit just yet. Okay, so this here, this all attack, this is going to be HP attacks on everyone, right? So I'm actually going to see if I can break them out of sequence. So if I target B, then that should hit A first. So I'm going to drop down the Imperil. Like, I want to do this. And then, ooh, this is a bit iffy right here. Yeah, because when they drop below 60% health, then they get another aura. So I'm actually just going to drop an LD here. And I'm going to hope that they retain that all attack. Yeah. So with Gladio, let's just let's take it easy for now. Might as well take the opportunity to get off an Ultima while I have the chance, right? Same deal with Strago. Okay, so this should take us below a certain HP threshold. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted, because I wanted to get Diabolus active on everyone, which this will definitely do the trick. So we can start dealing a little bit more damage thanks to the weakness boost. Although, to be honest, the attack auras are low enough in this team that Odin might even have potentially been a better shout. I'm not sure what would have been better. But you know, this is what we've got, so this is what we're going to be using. Now, if I'd have brought Edward instead, then you could maybe argue that Odin would have been, that Diabolus would definitely been better because Edward also has the auras. But we've got Strago, so I think Odin would be pretty good in this lineup too. Yeah, but we are saving LD uses on the Gladio for a very specific reason. So yeah, I'm going to Dawnhammer on A because I want to get them into that mode so that Strago here can use his skill 2 to break them. Like immediately. So he can just use this. So we don't have any more of those now, which is potentially a problem. But we've got plenty of LD users. And we only need one more guaranteed break when they get below 30% health. So we will be fine somehow. Bonk. Ooh, 6 damage. Impressive. Soul of Tomasa. He's got 1 turn left on it. No, fuck it. No point using it yet. They're still tickling the enemies. How many turns do we have left on Royal Guard on everyone? 5 and 4. Yeah, that's fine. I should probably slow down with skills on Gladio, to be honest. Should definitely use HP attacks when they're in this state. Yeah, go on then. So it's a good job that Gladio has HP damage reduction as well, because these things actually increase their HP damage, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we have a launch now, which is perfect, because I'm just going to do a regular one of these. And our Kuja is going to bravery in midair, because it's about time we refreshed our LD. And we have an EX ready, but yeah, we need to keep the enchant going. So, I mean, this is actually a perfect time to either summon and or burst. So to be honest, I think I'm actually... I'm not sure which I should do. I might go for the... I'm not sure what I should do, to be honest. I'm definitely going to Grand Delta. I think I want to burst. With Kuja here. And now they're below 50% health. I do want to get Gladio's impulse up, but to be honest, this burst is probably gonna... Now, you know what? I'm not playing around. Just in case we come out of the burst and they're not below 30% HP. So you could definitely get away with this team without using a burst, but, you know, we have it, so we might as well put it to good use. Man, we're feeling the struggle right now with the auras, my goodness. Look at this damage. It's not there at all, is it? It's not there. Maybe Odin would have been better. Normally Diabolos is better in my experience, but yeah, the damage is not there right now. This is kind of bad because we need to get B's health down because we only have one LD use for Strago, right? And that means we need to break both of them with the same LD. And B is already going to be dropping below that HP threshold. I mean A is, sorry, not B. Now that just sucks. Oh, the counter from Gladio, the clutch counter. We need to break them. We don't have a choice. So A is going to get its turn. And B is going to be absolutely nowhere to be found. Which is kind of funny. Yeah, I need to be careful of my buffs here. Screw it, man. Oh, I didn't even have the counter buff up on Strago. Yeah, that's great. That's cute. That's amazing. I've kind of screwed this up. So I've kind of completely screwed this up, haven't I? All right, fine. Let's see if we can shave down A. I knew it. There we go. Oh, but we need to... King's Shield, Warrior's Trial. Oh, nice. Okay, so if I skill 1 here, then I'm actually going to be completely fine. That's what you tell me, right? Yeah, it is. Excellent. I'm doing this so I can hit the one on the right so they both get equal damage. Just turn count things, you understand. There we go. Okay, so Gladio gets yeeted. It's fine. And there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention. Like, after they do that HP attack, you get a 10 count LUFENIA orb, and if you can't beat the orb, then you're dead. And this one has 4 turns left, so this is looking like a summon to me. So yeah, in terms of mechanics, absolutely disgusting fight. I'm really not a big fan. Okay, so we are absolutely going to pop that EX on this guy over here. Oh yeah, look at all that damage. That's what I like to see. No more holding back. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Kuja, last turn of burst effect. Ultima Plus. Also last turn of good damage with Ultima Plus. Go on then, old man, bring it home. There we go. Okay. So that is going to be my completion run of the Ciaran LUFENIA quest. I have no particular desire to run this again with any other teams because I've been doing that off camera for quite a while now, and I can't find any run that I feel comfortable with because I either beat it with like 2 turns left, or I'm using Gladio, or like it's just uncomfortable to run and I end up having to reset it like friggin' 5 times. So fuck it, I'm just going with this one. This is going to be the run. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next video, take care and goodbye.